Hi. So right now it's very unusual times. The daycare early childhood program that I have operated for 24 plus years, our anniversary for the Big 25 is in September, is under mandatory closure right now because of COVID-19. And so one thing that we're doing as a team is that every team member every day is preparing a post for the parents and children. It could be an idea for them, it could be a reflection for them, etc. And it could be maybe reading a story. So I'm going to do some story reading. I'm also arranging some super special videos in the coming days with the team, but we're also being very safe, and we encourage you to be safe. Wash your hands really well. We know that we've seen you guys learn how to wash your hands. I'm talking to parents and children, but at that moment I was really talking to the kids. So I just want to show you a couple different types of books. So I'm in my 50s, which is like sort of old. And I have, in the past 3 decades of working in the field of early childhood, collected an abundance of amazing storybooks. But when I opened Kids Are Kids, all of my storybooks, the majority of them went to the daycare. So the ones that I have home are very special ones and not always the most appropriate. So for example, these ones here that are usually on my bookshelf. So at Kids Are Kids, we do not talk about religion, because we have families that have many different types of beliefs. And so we, although religion is important to all of us, our faith is important to all of us, but because we come from different backgrounds and have different beliefs, we encourage families to do that at home. And whenever the children talk to us about their beliefs, we always listen carefully, and we always support their ideas by being there and present when they discuss it. So these are a couple of my favorite books that I had with my own children. So A Child's Goodnight Prayer by Grace Macaron, illustrated by Sam Williams. Love that very much. God Gave Us Love, another one I've cherished and read with my children, by Lisa Ton Berggren, and the art is by Laura Bryant. So there's sort of a series of these ones. God Gave Us So Much, also same author and the same artist, and this has like 3 books in it. And then lastly, God Gave Us Heaven. So again, these aren't books that you would find at the center. I know that Shelley was asking for some books right now because Brandon and Shelley and Emily had a loss in their family. So if that is something that appeals to them, that's a wonderful book. So those are there. They would not be at the center, but I wanted to share them with you. When your children get older, this is an amazing book that tells the story of why Halifax gives the city of Boston a tree every year. So it is written for children about the Halifax explosion, and tells the story of why we give them a tree every year. But I would not read it to preschoolers. Yeah, I wouldn't read it to preschoolers, but maybe it really depends upon the personality of your child. Maybe when they're 8 or 9, depending upon how that individual child processes information. It's an amazing book, and it's called The Little Tree by the Sea, From Halifax to Boston with Love, John Dumont and Belle Dumont. So these are the books I'm going to read. I'm going to read them in 3 separate videos, so we'll do those separately in a moment. I did want to say that right now you should make sure that you're having fun for yourself, because even though you're working from home and spending all kinds of time with your family and your spouse and your children, even though you love your spouse and your children and you love your home, many times our home is a place that gives us a feeling of security. Sometimes in times like this, we can feel hemmed in, and we can almost feel claustrophobic, and we can almost feel like perhaps we're just having way too much time with our family. So make sure you're having fun. Last night, my daughter and I, we had our boyfriends here because even though we're practicing social distancing, these are people that we spend so much time with. Really, we're still making sure to be careful about germs. So we played a new game and we punched out the pieces of the game. And afterwards I said, don't throw those out, because these are amazing loose parts. And I know all the parents at Kids Are Kids know lots about loose parts because we recently had a flyer about loose parts and a quiz. So these are some amazing new loose parts. So I said you should be having fun. So this, it's still in its cellophane because I just got it recently. Star Trek: The Wrath of God, a read-along book with a little record in it. So tomorrow, Deliska and I get to listen on my record player. I have this one and a Star Wars one. So exciting for tomorrow. Make sure you have fun. The other thing is, in the future, some of the stories I will read that are not usually appropriate, but I think the preschoolers will go insane over, is some little golden books. Some Star Wars little golden books. So while the high quality, developmentally appropriate books are at the center, these are books that I have because I sort of just a little bit love Star Wars. And I thought, since these are unusual times, I thought I'm going to read some of these books to the preschoolers because they're going to love them. And so if parents don't want them to know about Star Wars or hear these books, they can just scroll past those videos when I do them. Okay, so I'm going to end right now and we're going to start these videos. I'm just going to give you a heads up. The Giving Tree can be very emotional. Dream is really thought compelling. And then I want to read a Robert Munsch one, The Lighthouse. And again, this one I want to dedicate to Shelley and her children, Brandon and Emily, who had a recent loss. Okay, see you on the flip side when I do those videos.